Hi, I'm Katie with Modern Textiles, and today we're going to go over various scrap management systems. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you how I manage my offcuts from quilts once they've been quilted. All right, if you were around a few weeks ago for my studio tour, I gave you a really brief version of my scrap management system. If you want to take a look at that video to get the full picture of where it's stored under my long arm and how many of these things I have, you might want to pop over there. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of break it down for you on how I manage my scraps. So this is where I trim, this table is where I trim blocks, things like that. So when I am pretty much tossing any scraps off this table, I've got two locations to go to. Let me grab one. One is going to be into this bucket tote, which is sitting literally right next to here. It's going to be any big offcuts that I know will get fed into my other scrap management system. So I kind of have like three phases, if you will. I've got what's coming off my table, which is bulk scraps, or maybe, you know, orphan blocks that I didn't need for the quilt top. I have a trash bag full of just trimmings, like shoelace style trimmings from half square triangles, and that just gets filled up until I have enough of those garbage bags full of offcuts that can't be used for anything else. They're so small they just won't be used. So I use them in like floor poofs or anything that just needs stuffing. I will use that for that. So phase one, bulk scrap. I know they're gonna get sorted out at some point, but when I'm in the groove of cutting and quilting, I just wanna do that. I don't wanna fuss with this. This is like when it gets to be overflowing, I'm like, oh, fine, I'll work on the scraps today. So this is gonna be offcuts. Obviously I made strip quilts in a few videos before. I've got orphan blocks in here, another orphan block. I've got trimmings off of quilt backs. So they all go into here, and that just makes it, for me, it contains the chaos in one zone. So moving on from there, I'm going to show you just part of what I have for the rest of my scrap management. All right, so this is, like I said, if you saw my studio tour, I have 4 of these 3-drawer systems, and they're just sorted out by colorway. So that way, whatever it reads to me, I just throw it into each bin. So I've got kind of like my teals, my minties are up here. My limes, my greens are here, lime, forest, anything that's a green color. And then my blacks are in here, anything that reads black. I have this for, let's see, I've got red, orange, white in another stack. I've got yellow, pink, gray, and then I have purple or violet, blue, and then looks like tan in the bottom. So to me, this is the easiest way for me to keep them organized, keep them dust free. That's a big thing for me. And to be able to just access any color without having to like bring out Rubbermaids left and right. And this way I can grab what I want when I'm doing a scrappy project, know I'm getting the right colorway, and can move to ironing them, cutting them to the right size, and all that good stuff. So far, I've been running this type of system for at least a year, and it's been working out really well for me. I haven't gotten to the point where I have boxes and boxes of scraps that are overwhelming and I just keep pushing into a corner and avoiding, because I don't know, scraps get overwhelming. So if you're with me on that, I found this to be a very useful, practical. I'm a practical gal in the quilting area. I love cute looking quilting spaces, but I'm a practical person. And especially running a long arm, things get dusty really quickly. So I like having them contained, and then that way I know that they're not going to be dusty when I start pulling them out to use them. And the last scrap management system I have is going to be for leftover binding. So anytime that I make binding and I end up with an offcut, or even if I have jelly roll strips or anything that's going to be about that 2-inch to 2.5-inch wide fabric strip, I end up tossing into this basket. I don't have many of these, so that's why I can get away with a smaller basket. But it's great to know that sometimes, especially apparently I really like using black and dark binding. I can just go in here and I could piece a few of them together to either make a scrappy looking binding, or if I really wanted to, I could iron these flat and go ahead and do a string type quilt to use them up. So, all right, so that is how I manage all my scraps. And to be honest, As someone that makes a lot of quilts every year, multiple quilts a month, this has become the most way to stay organized while maintaining and keeping some semblance of sanity in my sewing room. So I've got my bulk scraps that come straight off the cutting table. I've got that once this gets filled, I then sort them into my stackable bins. And then any binding strips that are usable, offcuts or jelly roll strips that are orphans, they go into this little fun, cute bin. All right, now to show you how I store my quilt offcuts. So like when you quilt up your quilt and you have that extra backing material and batting typically, usually you'll trim that off during the trim off process, right? And you'll be left with these kind of odd pieces of fabric that are not the width of fabric. Well, yeah, they're not the width of fabric. They're the width of your quilt, and they're like, and maybe 18 inches to 24 inches or something like that, where you go, what do I do with this? Especially with the batting on there. Typically, if I have very minimal quilting on there, I'll just rip this off, but clearly I've got too much to put on or to rip off here. So what I'll do is I typically just go ahead, I'll fold this up, line up the quilting, and then trim off the excess quilting. And that way I've got the batting separated from the quilt back. And then go ahead, I like to just measure it. I've got the dimension, the length dimension, and I write that on the selvage, or if I don't have a selvage, I'll write it on a sticker and just pop it on there. And then that way, I store these in the under the bed type of totes. That way it slides under your bed, it's out of the way, and you can use these for background pieces, backing pieces, or whatever you feel it could work out for. And you know exactly the size you have rather than having to pull out and measure it. It's really just trying to eliminate handling these pieces more than once, right? So as you can see, some of these have already been, the batting's been trimmed off and all that. I use these two backings for a collection of quilts for 2026. So I have a load of black and white background fabric that I need to figure out what to use for, which I'm sure a scrappy background quilt would be great. I did use it for my snowflake quilt for the snowflake center with a blue background fabric, and that turned out great. But yeah, that's just what I do. That way, they're very large pieces. You don't want to put in your typical scrap bin, right? You want to be able to put them and use them for something else that typically requires maybe yardage or fat quarters, things like that. And in the next video, I'm going to teach you all about quilt kits and ready to sew kits.